Are you going to want to open that door?
Across Europe, a hidden world of underground labyrinths beckons, shrouded in mystery and steeped in history. These intricate networks, formed over millennia, reveal the ingenuity of ancient civilizations and their secrets. As explorers delve into these shadowy depths, they uncover remnants of human life, artistry, and survival, inviting us to ponder the lives that once thrived beneath our feet. Join us as we journey through these enchanting subterranean realms. Number 1. Kuyu, Turkey. Kuyu is a massive underground city that has a labyrinthine network of tunnels and chambers, which was once the refuge to thousands of Christians seeking safety from persecution. As you go down the dark and twisted paths of Kuyu, the air gets heavier. The dim light of torches reveals old, scratched graffiti on the walls, warnings of impending doom. Whispers linger around the lifeless halls as if they are the voices of the bygone residents appealing for liberation. The horrifying account of Kuyu, where families would huddle together for life in dread, exacerbates its arcane presence. Some people have claimed to have heard the faint whispers of the kids who got lost in the maze. Mysterious entities transit quickly as lightning near the columns and disappear into the thin air. Visitors have shared accounts of uneasiness and unexplained nausea, as if the very air has been stained by the weight of the past. Number 2. Capuchin Crypt, Rome, Italy. The Capuchin Crypt, underneath the Church of Santa Maria della Conizione del Cappuccini in Rome, is a grim historical site. It was built in a series of chapels at the end of the 16th century as a final resting place for more than 4,000 Capuchin friars who lived in the neighboring monastery. The walls and ceilings of the crypt are covered with thousands of meticulously lined up skeletons, their eyeless skulls staring at the visitors. The bones creak and groan as if still alive, and a smell of decay fills the rooms. Some swear to have seen skeletal figures move, rearranging themselves in the flickering candlelight. Whispers echo through the crypt, the voices of the dead calling out to the living. Visitors often report being watched and can't wait to escape the oppressive atmosphere. The Capuchin Crypt is a dreadful graveyard with shadowy chambers. The sight of the skeletal remains and the scent of decay are overwhelming. The crypt is a cold reminder of the fragility of life, leaving many with a sense of unease. Number 3. Edinburgh Vaults, Scotland. The Edinburgh Vaults are a dark and foreboding place, a testimony to the city's past sufferings. Originally intended for storage and workshops, the vaults quickly fell into disuse as they became damp and unsuitable for their intended purpose. The Edinburgh Vaults, once the homes of the poorest residents of the city, are now one of the most popular tourist attractions. The vaults stretch out in a network of narrow passageways and crumbling brick walls that seem to go on for miles. The dampness and stench of decay are so thick that one can almost taste, and then the humming sound of water is omnipresent, and it says the chambers are empty. The walls seem to close in around us, the shadows dancing in the flickering light of our flashlight. We can feel a sense of unease creeping over us, as if we are being led deeper into the heart of the labyrinth by an unseen force. Mysterious figures flit in between the columns, and it seems as if somebody is silently following. Edinburgh's underground is a place of darkness and despair, where the line between the living and the dead blurs. Number 4. Wika Salt Mine, Poland. The Wika Salt Mine has a complex underground system stretching over 287 kilometers, reaching 327 meters down, and has been in operation since the Middle Ages, providing salt to markets across Europe. The Wieliczka salt mine also has many folk tales and legends associated with it. One story tells of a ghost known as the Wandering Jew, who was a miner who was cast a curse to wander in the mine forever after betraying other workers. Another legend is of a group of miners who vanished in one of the new parts of the mine. People claim that their souls still roam the black corridors, looking for a chance to escape. One of the most impressive attractions of the mine is the Chapel of St. Kinga, an underground Catholic church constructed of salt. There are also chandeliers made of salt, the Last Supper sculpture carved in salt, and other adornments such as the salt altarpieces. Tourists also visit the sinister Lake Wessel, which is located under the ground and covers an area of more than 3,000 square meters. The water of the lake is very clear and shows the salty, washed rocks on the walls, which gives a peculiar and at the same time disturbing impression. Wieliczka is a place of both wonder and terror, where the line between the natural and the supernatural blurs. Number 5. Catacombs of Paris, France. The Paris catacombs are a network of underground tunnels and passages located beneath the bustling streets of the City of Light. The site was a quarry for limestone to be used in construction, but later became a macabre burial ground to compensate for the overflowing cemeteries in Paris. In the 18th century, bones were exhumed from overcrowded graveyards and then stacked in the catacombs with equal spacing between them, creating a gruesome but fascinating display of human remains. Despite its haunting beauty, the catacombs have a dark and sinister side. Over the years, the tunnels have been used for various kinds of illicit activities, clandestine meetings, and hiding places for fugitives. Legends of lost souls, strange disappearances, and unfortunate accidents have enhanced the appeal of this subterranean maze. Legend has it that the Gate of Hell, a gate that opens to the underworld, hides these catacombs. Number 6. Pilson Historical Underground, Czech Republic. Deep beneath the streets of Pilson, there exists a complex system of cramped and somber corridors and passages that have not been seen in the sunlight for centuries. Once used for keeping food and beer before being turned into fashionable utility rooms, the place is suffocating and stinks of mold. People often report unease and even claustrophobic sensations, as if the walls are gradually moving in on them. Some people say that they have witnessed long-dead workers' apparitions dancing at the mill forever. The ghosts of the workers who perished during the construction of the tunnels are said to have wandered the tunnels to this date, and one can hear their screams within the same tunnels. Pilson's underground is a place of history and mystery, but also of unease and foreboding. Number 7. Odessa Catacombs, Ukraine. Odessa Catacombs, the largest catacomb system in the world, are the vast systems of caves under the city of Odessa in Ukraine, which are not only mysterious, but also, at the same time, a very chilling reminder of history. Originally dug as limestone quarries, the tunnels date back to the 17th century and were expanded mainly in the 19th century to provide materials for the rapidly growing city. When you start descending towards the bottom, the temperature reduces and the walls are moist and filled with the echoes of history. In the Second World War, the catacombs served as the shelter of the Soviet partisans, who used these galleries for guerrilla attacks on the occupying forces. Odessa catacombs are a grim testimony of human resilience and sorrow, where the line between life and death is razor thin. Number 8. Underground City of Naur, France. Below the picturesque village of Naur in northern France lies an eerie network of complexes. These early medieval underground galleries, begun in the Roman period and constructed from soft, yellow-gray limestone, stretch over 3 kilometers in length. Originally used as a refuge during World War I, The labyrinth served as a haven for local villagers seeking shelter from invading forces. Over the years, the tunnels were expanded and transformed into a complex maze, complete with hidden passages and secret rooms. Perhaps one of the shocking and mysterious legends associated with the Naur's caves revolves around a group of villagers who were trapped in one of the sudden thrusts that the Germans launched in 1917. While the combat went on upstairs, they fled downstairs, only to be trapped there when the exits were buried by a landslide. Trapped and running low on supplies, they endured a harrowing ordeal before finally being rescued. Number 9. Berlin Underground, Germany. The Berlin Underground is a wide network of well-linked underground tunnels and bunkers that can be regarded as eerie since it came from the setting of the Second World War. In the process of walking through the wet corridors, the smell gets worse. The smell of mildew and rot. Occasionally, there is a sound of water dripping, which makes it even more eerie with the blackness that blankets the entire place. People claim they can feel other people's presence and often describe the revolving spirits of those who were drowned here. Some of these affirm that they have heard faint cries and whispers of people who perished. During the depth of the exploration, one gets an oppressive feeling of walls closing in, as if the city wants to give back its mysteries. Number 10. Coliseum Rome. The Hypogeum lies beneath the main floor of the Coliseum, offering horrifying accounts of ancient Rome's cruel entertainment. This system of passages and rooms was built during the rule of Emperor Domitian and served as the dark backstage for the arena's most infamous events. Dim light, dampness, the smell of sweat, and fear plagued the air. Here, gladiators stood beneath the ground, waiting for their turn with racing hearts as they prepared to confront rampaged animals in the arena above. There was a lot of commotion at the Hypogeum, with workers and slaves preparing for the spectacular arrival of men and beasts. Spectacular complex mechanized lifts, manned by groups of men, brought caged lions, elephants, and other exotic animals from underground to the sandy stage, where their roars and howls joined those of the enthusiastic crowds. Number 11. Caves of Gowf, UK. Gowf's cave is one of the most magnificent treasures of Somerset. It is in the natural Cheddar Gorge, but is very creepy. As one begins to dig into the labyrinth, the temperature lowers, the air is humid, and water is heard dripping in the vast rooms. The walls are covered in beautiful rocks, carved over the years by the force of the river. Archaeologists have uncovered a chilling secret hidden within the depths of Gowf's cave, evidence of cannibalism among Britain's earliest inhabitants during the Ice Age. They discovered human remains, some of which have clear signs of intentional cuts and chopping, a gruesome reminder of the lengths people went to survive in this unforgiving environment. The deeper you get into the cave, the darkness is absolute. It is damp, and the only noise that can be heard is the gravel under your feet. Number 12. Bunker Museum, Amsterdam, Netherlands. The Bunker Museum in IJmuiden, the former shelter of the German W2 high ranks, is an example of a place that, deep in its essence, carries the heavy breath of history. This is one of the many Atlantic walls, a security series of concrete coastal installations built by Germans during World War II that provides a real feel of the Second World War. The moment you enter the dark, wet and cold corridors, the smell of damp concrete enters your lungs, and the sound of dripping water fills you with fear. The walls of the building are made of rusty metals and broken bricks, though they were strong enough to protect inhabitants from the outside world several decades ago. The only sound that can be heard is yours, and each step that you take marks the game's world and the lives that were once lived in constant terror within the confines of those walls. The bunker also featured desperate and survival stories, such as those of soldiers and civilians who were seeking refuge from unceasing bombings. Number 13. Knights of Templar Caves, Israel. The Knights Templar Chamber, and particularly the hidden subterranean passages at the old city of Acre, are well celebrated. Mapped by archaeologists with the help of relatively recent LiDAR technology, these tunnels were built by the Knights Templar in the 12th century to protect pilgrims and convey valuable cargo. After the capture of Jerusalem, the Templars, a military monastic order that reached the peak of its influence over the Latin Christians in the Holy Land, moved their base to Acre, where in the medieval underground transport of gold and provisions for the fortress house of the Templars, the so-called Treasure Tower. The tunnels are about 350 meters long, led from the port to the Templar district, and communicate with the rock mass if the walls are counted. The walls remain as strange ancient stones, and one can envision the secret business that used to go on inside the place. The Templars were quite active during the Crusades and are hence associated with fights and fierce happenings, along with myths of secrecy and spy work. Number 14. Catacombs, Rome, Italy. Deep beneath the vibrant chaos of Rome lies a world of shadow and silence. The Catacombs. Carved into the earth between the 2nd and 5th centuries, these vast subterranean galleries were more than just burial sites. They were sanctuaries for the city's earliest Christians, Jews, and pagans. These labyrinthine tunnels, stretching for kilometers, are a chilling testament to the past. Inside, rectangular niches once cradled the wrapped bodies of the deceased, now sealed with cold, unfeeling tombstones marked with ancient Christian symbols. The oppressive darkness and the damp, musty air create an atmosphere thick with the whispers of long-gone souls. The walls of the catacombs are adorned with eerie frescoes, particularly in the Catacombs of Priscilla. Here, early Christian art depicts the Virgin Mary and other sacred scenes, rendered in haunting hues that seem to flicker in the dim light. Among the most notorious are the Catacombs of St. Agnes, haunted by the martyr's tortured spirit, and the labyrinthine passages of Domitilla, discovered in a macabre twist of fate. Number 15. London's Aldwich Station. Hidden under the noise and lights of London's streets is Aldwich Station, one of the many abandoned underground stations in the city. It was known as Strand Station in 1907 and was already a Piccadilly Line terminal from 1906. It was closed due to sparse use in 1994, and this station has been neglected and allowed to fester in the dark. The places are thus still and quiet, as if the ghosts of the long gone are still drifting around, making the sounds familiar to the place audible. The sound of footsteps of passers-by, children's giggles, and even the cries of the air raid shelter victims are still audible. Aldwich in the Second World War was used as a civilian reception committee where people, around 1,500, came to seek shelter from bombings that took place at the surface. Aldwich is an embodiment of forgotten history, where the old building's walls can be heard telling stories of sorrow and endurance. Number 16. Maltas Hypogeum. Hidden under the noisy pavement of a small town in Paola, Malta, the Hal Saflieni Hypogeum is a subterranean maze that seems to have a lot to say about the Neolithic civilization. This tunnel-like structure, as old as the Neolithic period, 3300–3000 BC, is both a shrine and a cremation site and has borne at least 7,000 dead. Originally found by accident, the Hypogeum is an almost lunar network of dark rooms hewn into the soft limestone. As one plunges into it, a morbid kind of feeling envelops the place, and one has the feeling that the spirits of the dead roam in the tombs. The walls are filled with echoes of the old rituals, and although in this terrifying stillness there can be heard the noise of running water. The Hypogeum is a UNESCO World Heritage Site now, but it is a place where one can feel the touch of the prehistoric Maltese civilization, a burial site that seems to blend the historical and the paranormal. Number 17. Bucharest's underground tunnels, Romania. Bucharest's underground tunnels reveal a stark and haunting reality beneath the bustling city. These tunnels, originally part of a central heating system, have become a refuge for hundreds of people, including many children who fled the streets after the fall of the communist regime in 1989. Life in these dark, cramped spaces is a daily struggle for survival. The tunnels are often filled with the scent of aurolac, a metallic paint abused by residents seeking an escape from their harsh realities. Many of the inhabitants face severe health issues, including drug addiction, HIV, and tuberculosis, creating a grim atmosphere that permeates the underground community. Number 18. Lanu Cave, Romania. Lanu Cave, located in the southern part of Romania, near the Black Sea, is a natural monument steeped in mystery. This labyrinthine cave system, situated in Constanța County, is known for its intricate network of passages and chambers that evoke a sense of the unknown. Since being first studied in 1916, Lanu Cave has been a subject of intrigue for both scientists and adventurers. The cave's formations, shaped by centuries of geological processes, create an eerie atmosphere that captivates those who dare to explore its depths. Some historians even link it to the legendary Titan Cave, where ancient tales suggest that the Titans sought refuge after their defeat by the gods. Lanu Cave stands not only as a natural wonder, but also as a haunting reminder of the stories and legends that have been etched into its very being. Number 19. Postojna Cave, Slovenia. It is a place whose name reverberates with mystery and attractive, eerie feeling. The Piranha Caves, located just close to the beautiful seashore city of Piran in Slovenia. Karst region's spiraling secret is this hidden maze of natural corridors and weird stalactites that look as if they are weeping history. Folklore has it that residents of ancient tribes performed sacrificial offerings to the spirits in these gloomy, walled passages. The atmosphere becomes cold, enabling one to feel a cold breeze, like within a world of spirits. No sound can be heard apart from that of dripping water, like whispers within a spirit world. Many who get into the pointed triangle are known to regale their visitors and counterparts with terrifying experiences, sudden cold feelings, moving shadowy objects, and penetrating glare at any given moment. Caves are the habitat of the Om, the baby dragon, a blind salamander, which contributes to the film's eerie mood as it crawls along the dark, slippery rocks. Number 20. Napoli Sotterranea, Naples. As we drive through the colorful streets of Naples, it is difficult not to overlook the cold darkness of the world below, a world still filled with faces that disappear and echoes that remain. Also known as Napoli Sotterranea, this urban subterranean system is almost as old as the city itself, whose tight corridors and immense chambers are filled with the ancient and macabre. Originally dug for the Greeks as a negative symbol, the deceptive corridors were used as an air raid shelter during the Second World War to protect thousands from the continuous bombings overhead. When entering this dimly lit underground world, the people feel tense due to the cold temperature. Fluorescent lights show the artifacts of the people who used to live there: rusted gas masks, discarded guns, even the faint silhouettes of toilets that were used a long time ago. Number 21. Krakow's Podziemia Rynku, Poland. Among such places, one can mention the Rynek Underground Museum in Krakow, which is located under the main square and has an exhibition evidencing the tragic past of the city. The underground chambers used to be throbbing with activity, which adds a mournful feel today as the monuments of Krakow's considerable past. Going down the rather dark corridors rekindles the feeling of a memory from another century, with the sound of the echoes of footsteps. Exhibited in the museums with artifacts, the history of the Hanseatic city, the fates of the rulers and merchants and enslaved people, and war and occupation victims can be seen. Number 22. Istanbul's Basilica Cistern. In Istanbul, hidden beneath the asphalt of the modern city, there is the Basilica Cistern, a tremendous underground water tank constructed in the 6th century in the time of Emperor Justinian. The foundations of this enormous gallery were designed as a reservoir of water supply for the Great Palace of Constantinople. It is constructed of 336 marble columns, some of which are finely carved. The cistern is very cold and very dark, with dim artificial lighting. The silence is occasionally broken by the echoing drip of water. The cistern's vast, echoing chambers and its historical role as a secretive hidden reservoir contribute to its haunting atmosphere. Some visitors complain about seeing figures of people walking from one column to the next. The Basilica Cistern remains a hauntingly beautiful relic of Istanbul's ancient past, shrouded in both history and mystery. Number 23. Dubrovnik's Secret Passages, Croatia. Under Dubrovnik's ancient walls lies a labyrinth of shadowy tunnels and secret passages shrouded in eerie mystery. These were chiseled during the medieval period and were of great importance during the 1991 siege of Dubrovnik. During the siege, these passages remained the backroads for the Croatian forces to smuggle supplies to the city and to help those who could not resist anymore. Long and short, they extend under cobblestone sidewalks with rough limestone walls murmuring the secrets of past rebellions. The oppressive darkness and the smell of old wood and humidity that reign in this place give it a sinister feel. Every dark corner is a potential danger. Number 24. Vienna's underground tunnels. In Vienna, beneath the city's elegant facade, lies a network of underground tunnels with a rich and dark history. These tunnels, some of which date back to medieval times, were used for various purposes, including storage, transport, and even as secret escape routes. The most notable are the wartime bunkers from World War II, which were built to protect civilians from bombing raids. The tunnel's labyrinthine design, combined with their dark, musty atmosphere, creates a sense of foreboding and mystery. Visitors to these hidden passages often report a chilling ambiance and unexplained noises. The tunnel's concealed nature and their connection to historical events add layers of intrigue and spookiness to Vienna's subterranean world, offering a glimpse into a hidden aspect of the city's past. Number 25. Dublin Castle, Ireland. Dublin Castle, which was constructed in the early 13th century with the decayed Viking settlement below, is a rather creepy place with a checkered past. Although this is not beneath a city, it has vast and dark corridors, akin to that of a labyrinth. Walking down corridors of the castle and watching the darkness that covers everything, it feels freezing, and one may sense the shadow at the end of the black corner. One can still hear the whispers and conversations of those who used to live there, rulers and prisoners of the past. The creation of any castle is medieval and modern, where there are hues of Gothic styles, and the shadows that are created are distorted and strange, giving it a very eerie look. This eerie underworld holds within it the stories of millions of lives, each one a reminder of our mortality. Join us next time as we uncover more of the world's most mysterious and spooky destinations. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling adventures. Stay curious, stay brave, and never stop exploring the unknown.